Okay, so I've almost run out of bluegrass albums, but the other name of this channel is the Beatles. And so I want to review Now and Then, which there were a bunch of other YouTube videos about this when it first came out that inspired me to create this channel. And I thought, yeah, if they can review it, I can review it. So, I've heard every Beatles song with the exception of Carnival of Lights at this point. And so when the Let It Be CD came out with that little snippet called Walk, I was thrilled to get a new Beatles song, but this is an actual song, and so I was thrilled to get this. If you don't know the history of this, Yoko Ono gave some tapes of stuff John did, and the other surviving Beatles made them into songs. They did this with Free as a Bird and Real Love, but when they got to this one John recorded with a stereo, a boombox, sitting on top of the piano he was playing at the time, and so the sound quality was really bad for what he did. And so the other three, they tried to work on this, but George pulled the plug and he said, the sound quality of what John did is just too bad, it's not possible to save this song. More recently, Peter Jackson, when he made Get Back, he was able with computer trickery to separate things out, to separate John's piano from John's voice and clean it up. And so this allowed the two surviving Beatles, Paul and Ringo, to finish this. And so they did it with computer trickery in order to pull George's voices out from Here, There, and Everywhere, and turn it into this. And this was at the same time that made this. I also redid the Blue album and the Red album, and used computer trickery to vastly improve the stereo mix of those old early Beatles songs, which sound much better here. Now, I originally listened to this on download. I downloaded, listened to it on my earpods, and with the Atmos stereo, it sounds best. I think that's the genre that this record was made for. However, I did buy the single, and so here it is. And as far as I'm concerned, this is the real cover. The back side is ugly, or the front side. This is supposedly the back side, but this is much better than what's on the other side, which you've probably all seen at this point. But on the other side of it, they put the revamped version of Love Me Do. And it's the best version of Love Me Do I've ever heard. It's really good. And they printed it with the original label. And then the other label's on the other side here. It also came with this card, which you can see tells you some information. I'll show you the other cover here real quick. Yeah, pretty ugly. So back to the good side. So yeah, it sounds better with earpods in the Atmos stereo mix. However, my record player has the stereo speakers so close together it's almost mono even on stereo records. And the warmth that people describe with real records is there. It sounds much warmer with a real record, but I don't have the technology to broadcast that into my earpods to get the Atmos effect with that. So I'm not sure that's even possible. I think that when you go from needle to digital, it may get rid of that warmth that you feel with a real record. But yeah, Now and Then, I was thrilled to hear this song. It's was worth waiting for. It's really good. There's some parts that John did that were not included. If you go on the internet, you can hear some versions with those few measures restored. And yeah, I have mixed feelings about that. They may have improved the song by taking those out, but maybe they should have put that on a reissue of the Beatles anthology. They could have included that. This should have been on the Beatles anthology, Volume 3. But it wasn't, because they gave up on this. Anyway, the making of this involved computer trickery and AI, and it brings up another issue, is that the day is coming when it will be possible to tell a computer, I want 12 songs in the style of Sgt. Pepper by the Beatles. And the computer will be able to make music that a human can't tell from the real thing. And I'll be thrilled for that, because most of my musical idols at this point are dead, and I would love to get more music from them in the style of some of my favorite albums. But on the other hand, there are a few I like, and I don't want to see upcoming musicians put out of work by AI, because AI can make infinite albums of Buddy Holly, and so Phoebe Snow can't get people to make records for her. And the download is not paying the artists what they deserve. Download's not paying enough, so much so that I've been getting Facebook ads for people who want to give me their CD if I'll pay the postage. And when I do that, they try to sell me all their other CDs for a price that's much lower than retail, and I bet they're making more money per CD that way than they are. Anyway, I really like Now and Then. Highly recommend it. It's the Beatles song I was waiting for.